Can a tiny audio player really deliver good audio and sound and compete with all the other digital audio players hitting the market? This is the Snowsky Echo Nano, and it's tiny.
Yeah.
It's one of the smallest music players we've ever tested, and after spending some time with it, we think it might be one of the easiest DAPs to recommend for someone just getting started with these kind of devices. And today we're looking at the design, features, menu system, sound quality, and how it compares to other Snowsky DAPs. The first thing you'll notice here is the size. This thing is tiny. Seriously, it makes most phones and even all the other DAPs look massive. Fits in your pocket, backpack, sling bag, anything. You won't even notice it's there. It's definitely designed to disappear as your daily carry.
It's actually really good build quality. It's lightweight, doesn't feel cheap.
No, it really doesn't.
The buttons are a nice click to them, and everything feels well assembled, just like a lot of the other Snowsky products that we've tested. This is actually a metal aluminum construction and not plastic. The Echo Nano keeps things simple, and that's one of its biggest strengths. The menu system and controls are very straightforward, and we really like the scroll knob at the top. At the top is a power button. A simple press turns the screen on or off. A double press locks or unlocks the scroll wheel, and holding it for about 3 seconds powers the player on or off. If something ever freezes, holding it for 10 seconds forces a reboot. The signature control in the Nano is this top-mounted knob. Rotate it to move through menus and settings. When you're on the playback screen, that same knob controls volume, which feels surprisingly natural after a few days of use. Just below that is the confirm button. A single press plays or pauses your music, and it also acts as a select button when you're navigating menus. Double press it while music is playing and it jumps directly into playback settings. On the side below that are 2 navigation buttons. A simple press skips to the next or previous track while you're listening. In menus, they can also be used to move between options, while double pressing the second button adds or removes the current song from your favorites. You can also press and hold either navigation button to fast forward or rewind within a track. One thing to be clear about though, there's no Bluetooth on this. You need wired headphones and they have to be a 3.5mm jack. This has USB-C charging and battery life is pretty good, but for a device this tiny, it's actually not bad. 6.5 hours of playback is what we've been getting in testing. There is support for a wide range of audiophile formats, and this can also be used with as an external DAC, even at this tiny size. The Nano uses a micro SD card, which can take up to 256 gigabytes. There is no gapless playback on this yet, though. We get asked all the time when it comes to the DAPs about gapless
They eventually
playback.
add them, though.
They have. I don't know if they'll be able to add it on this particular model, but we'll see.
Sound quality is where the Echo Nano surprised us. It's clean overall, it's balanced, bass has good impact without being too muddy, vocals come through clearly, and the highs have good detail. What stood out to me was the Nano doesn't sound like a budget player. It sounds mature. Pair it with a good set of IEMs and you'll get a listening experience that punches well above what you'd expect from something this small.
And price-wise, right about $50.
Yeah,
so it's a really good entry-level price. You're going to get really good sound out of a tiny package, but also at only $50.
Right.
One question we're already seeing is how the Nano compares to the other Snowsky DAPs. Like, this is the Echo here and the Snowsky Disc. The Echo and the Echo Mini feel more like fun retro gadgets. You know, they have that cassette player look. The Snowsky Disc is still one of, especially my favorite all-around players. The Nano is wired 3.5 headphones only and no Bluetooth. But the others have a 3.5, a 4.4 balanced and Bluetooth, as well as better battery life. But that all comes at a higher price and it's a much larger size as well.
Yeah.
So you're paying more and you are getting a bigger machine, but you are getting some additional features.
Well, the Nano is focused on one thing. It's the music.
Yeah.
So it's a smaller footprint, simpler design. It just depends on what you're looking for, I guess, in a player.
The negatives for some people will be the tiny screen and how some of the menus are organized. Those don't bother us, but it's something to consider. And we are split on this one. I would actually choose the Echo because I like the retro design with the cassette player look.
Yeah.
Nick said he would pick the Nano because it's just get right to the music, and you weren't so concerned with all.
Well, I just want to put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And
So just ease of use, portability. He picked that one. But overall, I still pick the Disc as my number one from this Snowsky line. I think they're all great. We reviewed them all at this point, but my personal favorite is still the Disc.
we rate everything on 4 categories: value, design, real-world usability, and function. Here's our Your Glory Days score for the Snowsky Echo Nano. The Echo Nano succeeds because it stays focused on the music. It's super compact, it's easy to use, It sounds great, and for someone looking for a dedicated music player without spending much money, we think Snowsky has another winner here. Especially if you want something that disappears into your pocket but still delivers genuinely enjoyable sound quality, this is definitely a recommend buy from us.
So I think another winner from FIO and Snowsky. We've really liked what we've tested from them so far. I have the EH11 out here because I still use these almost daily. These continue to be one of my favorite headphones at about $30. I know he doesn't like the way they look. I love them. I love the sound. I love the controls. And for $30, unbelievable.
Now that we have 1,000 subscribers, we should be shooting for the million right now.
Million. Just go from 1,000 to a million.
I think that this is what's going to get us there.
Hope you liked it. We'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.
Please subscribe.
All right.